May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Hey guys, this is DCHL Devin here.
And this is DCHL Walker.
And welcome to another episode of A Light in the Dark. And for those of you who don't know, this is our question and answer forum where you post questions in the comment section below and me and Walker answer them. So let's go ahead and get right into it because we actually have a lot of questions. As you guys know, we've been on a bit of a hiatus here, haven't done one of these in actually a little bit.
I got my eyes PRK'd. Yeah, it's been almost a month for me.
Yeah, actually, you guys can see he no longer has glasses.
No glasses, woo! It's pretty cool.
He's now a much more handsome man. No, I'm kidding. No, the glasses. So
you know, glasses raise your IQ by like a few points.
That is true.
And your sexy quality too.
So now he's dumber.
And not as sexy. Good thing I'm married.
So just jumping right into it, the first question we have here is from Joseph Hanlon. And he says, hey guys, I was playing some games and noticed that the channeled Chill Soul has two different ranges specified for it in the main Hobbit rulebook. In the magical powers section, it says that it hits on a 3-inch radius. Then later in the book, in the quick reference section, it says it hits on a 5-inch one. Which one do you guys play with, and which one would take precedence? Thanks. I actually think this was FAQ'd, but if not, it is, yeah, 3 inches is the generally commonly accepted one. I know the GBHL plays like that, we play like that, and I'd be surprised if anyone else plays with 5 inches, because as soon as you say 5 inches, it's like, wow.
It's a typo, and that's all it is, because they probably, whoever was fat fingering it in, saw 5 for the strength 5 hit that you take, and put it in for the inches as well, so that's all.
All right, well, we'll go into the next question, and this one is from the name I will never be able to pronounce. I'm not even going to try.
Heck no.
So, he says...
It's not even English.
Hey guys, this is probably the wrong video, and can you suggest me a good army that can go toe-to-toe with Isengard in close combat?
This is the right video.
Well, no, actually, so I actually pulled this question from our How to Play videos.
Oh,
so
okay.
It is the wrong video. Usually, if you want to ask a question, the best place to go is here, but you can ask them in any video, because we pull from the other videos, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Toe-to-toe with Isengard, who do you say?
In close combat. All right, so as everyone knows, Isengard's like the Space Marines of Lord of the Rings. They have like the perfect stat lines. So to
Strength
go
4, high defense 5 or 6.
Yes.
A good fight 4.
Yeah.
Which is above average.
They're very good. So when you're talking about go to toe-to-toe, there's actually a couple though, to be honest. They may not necessarily be able to kill them, perhaps. Like, so for instance, elves. Elves have a fight of 5. So if you stack up enough dice on an Isengard phalanx, you have pretty much warriors who can outfight the Uruk-hai every single combat. So if you're talking about strictly one-on-one though, and that's all I'm going to go with, well, he says Isengard. So as a race, well, let me answer that.
We'll go by war bands. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then.
The best way I think to do it.
So elves can go toe-to-toe with them in a sense of they can stop from losing the fight as long as they throw enough dice. They have to throw enough dice. Otherwise, the Isengard will just rip through them.
The Palace Guard with pikes can match their phalanx model for the most part. They're
Exactly.
a little bit more expensive, so you have like a couple less, but...
If you mean an army that can beat through them...
Dwarves?
Dwarves aren't going to throw nearly as many dice into the combat, so
Arab
Isengard...
war with the axes and spear support.
You start to get a little bit more with that spear support, yes.
But it also, the high defense of the dwarves makes it so that Isengard has a harder time killing you, so more chance for you to beat back on him.
Exactly. So as long as you get like maybe strength 4 dwarves, maybe with the Iron Hills veterans or something like that, you can probably...
Honestly, I would say Gondor too.
With the Fight 7 Fountain Court Guard?
You don't need them, but yeah, that helps.
No, I mean, at that point, you're really risking it, because Gondor has strength 3, so they're wounding on 6s.
You're right.
And they have defense 6, which means Isengard's wounding on 5s. And then the fight value of Isengard is higher, so I am really interested in see how you think.
A swarm army. So the cheap heroes, lots and lots of troops, running on foot, some cav and flank them. You could crush their phalanx. Because if you bottleneck their phalanx, that means you get double strikes against them.
This is true. I guess, well, I mean, so it's kind of, I guess the problem is that, yes, with any amount of tactics, any army can go toe-to-toe with them. But I think really you're just talking about stat line. Like stat line for stat line, who can really go in a one-on-one fight. And I'll be honest, it's not too many. I mean, even like we said, dwarves can just survive the blow.
Right.
Elves need to stack on dice.
Them. Yeah.
Other than that, everyone else needs to do flanking maneuvers. The only ones who can really outfight, I mean...
Knight of Delameroth. They have a fight 4, right?
Yeah, but they still have problems. They have fight 4, yes, but they don't hit hard enough, and they can take punishment. They can. Dual Amaroth can throw as many dice as Isengard. Okay?
And they're getting the banner if you have Immerhill.
And that's just true.
Within a huge.
The problem I'm mentioning is this though. They tie on everything except Isengard hits them harder, and they can't hit Isengard hard enough because they need 6s to wound. That's why I say they can't really go toe-to-toe. If I had an Isengard Phalanx, I would be very confident sending it against in Dual Amaroth one.
I would crush you.
Well.
I'll do your false sense of security and watch the giant brick just get sworn. It'd be awesome.
Well, yeah,
I still
wanna
say
mention
dwarves have the best stats.
They probably have the best chance, yeah.
Because you can make them strength 4.
You can. And so I would honestly, yeah. So I would say dwarves.
Because they would out defense them.
But the point is, hey, look how hard it is for us to find a phalanx that just clashes and can literally go toe-to-toe with them.
You wouldn't want to.
Not many. You don't want to go toe-to-toe with Isengard. And that's the thing about him. But yeah, if you want to go, if you're trying to do that, dwarves.
Outflank them.
Probably.
It's the best part.
Well, he's not, yeah, he's just looking for straight up.
Dwarves
Beating
with
up
the
against
upgraded to have
strength 4.
Doran's folk with the upgraded strength for the strength 4. That way you're wounding him on 5s. He's wounding you on 6s, so you have a better chance. The problem is you don't have as many dice because you don't have a phalanx. You only have spear support.
Exactly. So we'll go into the next question from here, and let us know if you want us to clarify on that a little bit, by the way, maybe 101 or whatnot. So from Dylan Marix, he says, the battle today was really fun. Thanks for hosting, Devin. So this is not really a question, just a comment referring to our Battle of Fornos that just happened. And for those of you who don't know, the Witch King was killed. And so, but it was actually a really fun battle. And for those of you who are interested in playing in it, we will have it at Nova. So let's go ahead and move on to the next question.
So you changed the history of Middle Earth, and Witch King was back to Mordor.
So that means Aragorn survived because he never was voted out by the Witch King, which means that, I don't know, Gondor's a lot safer days.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
So this Lib Blanche says, I have another question for you guys. I have problems dealing with Tom Bombadil and Goldberry. My opponents use them to heal Bjorn and Treebeard. Even with Sauron, I couldn't beat them. I'm trying to find the best way to deal with them with my Mordor army, but I still don't know how. So.
They're Tom Bombadil and Goldberry. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's got a point. If you just play that 3 triplet combination, it is very difficult to beat them because he's healing 2 wounds a turn, and you have to assume he's going to get that.
Yeah.
With just Tom, it's pretty easy. With Goldberry as well, it becomes a little... Actually, I'd say it's still easy as well because, I mean, that's like 300 points he just sunk into his army to make that combo. Not to mention Treebeard, so he's a very small force. If you can somehow get Treebeard out of 3 inches of those 2, the thing about Tom is...
Take Shelob and throw Treebeard away.
There you go. Enrage Shelob and toss Treebeard.
I have just solved your problem.
No, but I mean, the thing about it is with just a generic army, you don't know what you're going to get, right? Tom Bombadil is not able to wound your troops. So if you actually surround him with like a little triangle or a square of men, although you can't charge him, he'll charge you, bounce you 1 inch, and then that's it. That's all he'll move. So you have to somehow separate Treebeard from the other 2. This is easier in scenarios, but if you're just doing a death match...
Yeah, it's going to be really hard.
The thing is, and this sucks to say, you basically have to kill Treebeard in almost a single turn. Now, that sounds impossible, but it really isn't when you consider that is 500 points of his army right there. So you have 500 points that is swarming on just Treebeard. Remember, Tom and Goldberry really can't help him other than to heal him. So just Treebeard.
Yep.
And, I mean, with enough Heroic Strike, Piercing Strike, stuff like that. I mean, Treebeard is really going to get overwhelmed. I honestly could imagine certain scenarios where you could deal enough damage to him to get through all his fate. So you get through all his fate really fast, and then the next turn you go through all his wounds whenever you have a chance to wound him again. But you're definitely going to need some hard-hitting stuff. And I wouldn't go for guys like Sauron. The thing is, although Sauron sounds enticing, well, why not bring a god, right? No, you actually want lots and lots of strong warriors, but surrounding him. You want him to be trapped with a lot of piercing strike, stuff like that.
Couldn't race and stuff paralyze?
Well, the race can transfix him. This is absolutely the way to go about it. It would take a little bit.
Spectres could try to do the paralyze against
Spectres will not work against Treelear. So
how about Goldberry or...
Goldberry? Well, he's playing mortal.
No, how about against them?
No, Tom and Goldberry cannot be affected by anything you do against them. So basically you're stuck trying to hold them off with the little squares that I told you about.
Can you Sorcerer's Blast?
No, you literally cannot affect them.
No, for a Treebeard.
Yes.
There you go.
No, but it doesn't really work because anyone who knows, Treebeard has 6 points of will plus resistance to magic. So you can't rely on magic as your way to beat him. You really just have to swarm him and use heroic strikes to beat him. Now, I know this sounds even harder because, yes, he has the 3 points of might. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tom can give it back. You're going to have to do it, in a really quick period of time. This is why tournaments like Nova and stuff like that
disallow.
No, they don't disallow it. They put in scenarios where you split up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're forced to split up, so they can't do these shenanigans. And so, because ultimately, that is a very, very tough combo to beat. Now that I think about it, he keeps
taking
his mic.
Bunch of ring rays, blast him really good, and then send all your troops in.
Yeah, you're going to
fight
have
him
to
down.
wear him out. We're going to have to probably get back to you on this one. I'm going to go ahead and consult the rest of my community on that one because that is a very tough combo. I feel like it's so cheesy. It's like, come on, really? It's like...
I have the best way to deal with this problem because it's just not fun to fight against, right?
It really isn't.
Just don't play him.
Well, no, he's trying to, but he wants to play him. He wants to play this guy, whoever it is. And, but yeah, there are some combos in the game that are really tough to beat. Ultimately, you beat it by playing a broken combo of your own. And I know you weren't trying to go that route, you just...
Orcs with Fury so they can ignore the terror from Treebeard, surround Treebeard, and you need a high strength, so take
a shade.
Black Shields.
Yeah, you're going to need, shades and
black shields.
Craziness. You're going to need,
But he has the points.
Glimmerlake and a shade. Yeah, you'll have the points to do it, but you basically have to take in broken stuff of your own. Otherwise, you have to kill him in a single turn, which means full surrounding.
I think we're both in agreement. Sauron's not going to kind of take him.
Sauron will not cut
and put more troops.
Don't do Sauron. You need more army, not big stuff. So if you're going to even do the ring rays, you really want smaller generic point ring rays to just overwhelm him with magic in a single turn.
Yeah.
So
Burhelm's will, so they each cast paralyze or
not paralyze, but
command or compel or.
I'm gonna follow up on this question later on, and I'll let you know. So how I deal with him.
There's some good ways.
So the next question, actually, this is also from this Blanche. He says, "Thanks for answering my questions, guys." He says, "I look forward to seeing how the Smaug versus Windlance thing works. Also, as a response to Dylan Marick, somehow I cannot respond directly. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've lost myself with that. I believe he was referring to the... I told another user, Dylan Marick, that I can't respond to him because all I can do is thumbs up, thumbs down. But he says, no, they can't win because if Smaug wins one combat, he kills 2/3 of the army. One thing that can beat him is Sauron with the ring. Just never use might other than the final ring to save and win." So I guess as a quick thing, so if I understand you're just pretty much making a statement here that Sauron can beat Smaug. And I agree.
Okay.
Sauron really kicks Smaug's butt. We actually play tested this. And I think I just mentioned this in my last video. Yeah, we did. Young was playing Sauron. And I basically had to fly away and just burn his army. Or burn him, really. But if he's wearing the ring, then you just burn his army. So, but yeah. All right, let me know if I misunderstood that question. So, next question from Ash Dog Plays. He says he has a question involving the Mummic. When a model in a Howdah replaces the Chieftain, does he gain the Chieftain statistics or does he keep his old warrior stats? Facing a Mummikil in a tournament and just wanted to know its profile doesn't say exactly. You know what he's talking about with that?
Yeah, you can replace the Chieftain if he dies with another driver, and no, it doesn't keep the Chieftain's stats.
Yeah, no, he has his own.
He has his own.
So you kill the Chieftain, you get rid of him, and now little lowly warriors.
How awesome would that be? Just because I'm the driver, I am a god now.
Suddenly more might, no less.
I won stronger strength,
Yeah.
better courage.
No. He actually just stays right where he's at.
It can't be like a power-up?
No,
unfortunately.
All right. So,
Sorry.
So I tried. Don't let anyone do that against you. So, next comment is from Dylan Marix. Yeah, he says, okay, I know this may be a stupid question, but here it goes. Could Lurtz, 2 captains, each with pipe blocks, take on Smaug and win?
Yes, possibly.
Well, okay. So why do you think so?
If they're really, really lucky and Smaug rolls really, really bad on everything, they could possibly win. Do you have some Fury in there? Throw some Fury in there.
Never mentioned Fury. All right, you should. Fury, you're pretty screwed.
But at least you get saves against all of his fire dragony breath and his tail whip and beating you in hand-to-hand combat and.
You need to make sure that not a single fire breath is cast, but even then, you have to call heroic strikes a lot. And even if you fail one combat, your phalanx is going to be hurt by a single barge attack, because they all take a strength 9 hit as they get blown away. So, and I think that even includes the supporting models.
He has so many rules. It's hard to keep track of all this stuff.
I've played him 5 times, so I'm kind of now used to him. But yeah, he no. No, I'm sorry. It's not a stupid question, but it's an interesting one. But you're going to need a little bit more firepower than that.
If you're lucky.
You'd have to get really, really, really lucky. That is not a list that takes on Smaug.
No.
And even if you had the pipe block, you're going to have to spread them out because the fire breath will just... one single fire breath, you're done. The whole match will end there.
Could a Uruk-hai with just all, forget the bow limit, right? And just take all crossbows. Yeah, that could actually beat him. The more you spam bows, the more you're going to hurt Smaug. So, in fact, one list we did that actually almost beat Smaug was a bunch of trolls. A bunch of trolls were throwing stones at him. Because remember, if they roll a 6, then they deal a strength 8 wounds, 8 wounds to him because of a special rule. So, yeah, but crossbow shots would do the same thing, 4 wounds apiece. Nice.
So, yeah, it would really hurt.
You know who would be good in a fight that's not Sauron against Smaug? Since we're on the topic of Smaug? Elrond, actually. The one that gets the free
fight. Yeah, strike.
Strike every turn.
He and Gil-galad, anyone with fight 9 will do well against Smaug. Because Smaug only has 3 points of might, and that is not a lot considering that's your whole army right there.
Yeah.
So, Smaug will suffer against anyone who is higher fight than him. He has to burn them to the ground. So, I guess we'll go to the next question here. From XTS Warzone, he says, hey guys, I'll apologize in advance for the long comment, but here it is. What do you think of this 500-point Isengard list? So we're going to leave this up on the screen for you guys. And he says, Maher leading 12 Marauders with shield, Vrasku leading 7 crossbowmen, Uruk-hai captain with heavy armor and shield leading a pike block. So anyone who knows, just 8 with pike, 4 with shield, standard Isengard pike block. And he asks, who should be his general? And should I swap the captain for Ugluk? They cost about the same. Or they do cost the same.
Ugluk have a special rule?
Ugluk has the ability where he can cut off the head of one of his men, and all of them automatically pass stand fast within 12 inches.
Yeah, that might be pretty good.
Yeah, usually I like to save that for orcs in the list, but in this case I would use it on probably a Marauder. So if you want my opinion, I guess...
Banner? No banner?
Nope. Does not look like you carried a banner, which I would actually recommend.
I would recommend for the spear block, the pike block.
So it looks like his goal is to shoot the enemy down up until they reach close combat with his pike block and use the Marauders to swarm around.
Yep, makes sense.
So
pretty typical.
Yeah, it's. I mean that is the strategy. Just keep in mind your entire army looks like it's trying to do something different. So it will be a little difficult to. Well, I'm pretty sure you have the idea, but basically you I guess you're a bit flexible too. Yeah. So
why are you thinking he has different things? He has shooting, which you always.
Yeah.
And then he has his pike block.
A fast unit too. Okay. Okay, I can go with that.
I think it's a good list.
I think you should have a You say, I think this is for a tournament. No, it's not. Well, he doesn't mention that, but I think a banner would be good just for tournaments in itself. In that case, you could take away a couple Marauders. If not, then...
I think the banner is beneficial for the pike block anyways, because they really cannot lose combats.
Yeah, the Marauders are not your killing force. It looks like your pike block is really what's meant to kill, and your Marauders are meant to trap and harass the hell out of them. And I don't think you need 12 to do that. So taking out a couple for a banner doesn't hurt you necessarily. I think 7 crossbowmen is pretty decent. I usually like to stick full banner with 12, but Vrasku helps, balance that. Now, should he switch his captain for Ugluk? No, not necessarily. Ugluk can only get to defense 6, whereas captain gets to defense 7, and that is a huge deal with a captain, with a hero. And honestly, I would stick that Isengard captain right in the middle of the pike block. So when you hear us saying, "Hey, take a banner," take one of the put Ugluk or not Ugluk, either Ugluk, the captain, in the pike block. Take one of those guys out of the pike block, turn him into a banner bearer. That's how you would do that.
And put him in the middle.
Any more suggestions? Do you think you should take Ugluk? Now, here's the big advantage for Ugluk: 3 points of might versus 2.
Yeah.
I will say that
And
much.
they're the same point cost, right?
They are the same point cost.
I like the extra point of might.
You like the extra point of might?
I found it much more useful than just 2 points of might. That third point of might actually helps out a lot for just flexibility. And you remember, you don't have to, it's standard to typical to have your character dead center in the front. You don't have to do that. Do your pike block and then put him on one side or the other. It's still just as feasible because then he's flanking and he's beating up guys and everything like that. So he's not necessarily taking on the character that your opponent usually puts in the center. I find this tactic works great all the time against pretty much everybody's army because they put their characters in the center and then you have your characters on the side. And so you're beating down all their troops. While their character might kill a couple, but who cares? I mean...
All right, there you go for that. Other than that, I actually think it's a solid list. Numbers are good, everything like that. It has a lot of versatility in it, and the objective is pretty clear with it. So if you want us to improve upon it in a certain direction, then just let us know. But otherwise, it looks like this list is definitely going for balance more than any type of focus.
Yeah.
So, which is not bad. That is not a bad thing.
It's a good all-around list. The only thing lacking is speed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it has the Marauders.
Yeah, it has the Marauders.
So you have a capability of speed. So I think, you're just an all-around balanced one.
Yeah.
The only thing you're going to hate life on is if your pike block dies. Because if your pike block dies, you're done. Like, you're going to die pretty quick.
Just make sure you
the Marauders and the crossbows have no spear support at all. So they are going on 1 dice each, and you have no banner to help them either. Which means that, your pike block is pretty much your way to win fights and kill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going off luck. It's a dice roll at that point. So,
which the whole game is anyways.
Well, no. But the game is based on stacking dice in your favor. But when it's a one-on-one fight, which all the Marauders and the crossbows can do is a one-on-one fight because of the fact that there's nothing behind them, it's a dice roll. So, basically, the second part of his question, we'll answer this quickly because of time, is regarding the Rod Mordor army in the last vid. If you swap the Witch King for the Betrayer, his reroll 1s and 2s only affect models within 6 inches. Also, I would definitely mount the Mahud Chieftain on a War Camel, and mount Suladon if you can spare the points. Again, sorry for the long comment, keep on the good work. And yes, I agree actually. I think, did I say 12 inches? I must have said 12 inches, that's why he's correcting me on it. But yeah, mount everybody. Mount Mahud Chieftain with a War Spear. Mount him. That's like, yes. I absolutely agree. Yeah, and Suladon, mount him. Yeah, I agree. I could have swore we would have mentioned that.
I don't know.
Maybe it was my video where it was by myself and I was just kind of rushing.
It was by yourself.
Probably was.
Because it was out in the last 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right then.
So I wasn't here to correct you, so
that is true. Walker would have picked that up.
Dude, Mahad.
No.
Mahud with
it's Mahud.
Mahud.
Exactly.
Mahud.
Been corrected on this.
Mahud with camel. Yes, every time.
All right, so we're going to go on to the next question. It's from Dylan Marix again. And he says, hey, Devin, I wanted to ask when Nova is and if it's near our Games Workshop in Springfield. Anyway, thanks for the videos. And for those of you who don't know, it's actually really close.
It's in Arlington, and it's a month away, actually.
Yeah.
September 3rd through the 6th.
Finally get to meet the GBHL and the Canadians. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Get the third
Lord of the Rings SPG battles and many others. So, one good riddance. And
Yeah, we have a lot of
people. Yeah,
a lot of people.
Clint Whitney and Lord of the Brown Ring. Yeah, a lot of people. So,
which guys look forward to seeing you there. So,
yeah, absolutely, and it is close to Arlington, and
it's in Crystal City.
It's like 5
if you
minutes
know
away.
where it is.
And another person actually asked me the question of how far is it from DC? It's like a mile away.
Yeah, it's right across the river.
It's like literally right there. Yeah.
You could hop on the train and take it into downtown DC.
Yeah.
And it's like a 10-minute train ride.
GBHL guys, you can have a very easy ride from the hotel to DC.
To wherever.
Where all the amusements and the tourist attractions are.
Yeah.
So we have time for another question, it seems.
Yay.
So let's see. Jittery Litters. Jittery Eaters, I think.
Sounds
It says, hey, it's Johan here. I have a question regarding the standard scenarios which are listed in the various source books and rule books. Whenever I've been playing any of them, usually either Balin's Tomb or Escape from Goblin Town, I'm always wondering if I should add equipment to characters or not. I can't find anywhere that says if there's extra added equipment like extra bows, elven cloaks, or special war gear like mithril, etc. It's actually a fantastic question, one I've had quite a few times myself. It doesn't say.
It doesn't.
Now, here's what I would say about scenarios, is that scenarios are not meant to be balanced point-wise.
No.
So it's kind of like a gut instinct on what you think they should have.
Go back, read the book, watch the movie. You know, if it's Frodo running through the mines of Moria, he did have the mithril shirt on at that given time. But they didn't have elven cloaks yet.
Yeah. So,
right?
Exactly. When you're playing a scenario, it's really meant to just mimic the movie or the books exactly as truest to its form. So, yeah, like in our Battle of Fornost, we fully loaded the Witch King of Angmar because he had all that stuff, but we didn't give him a fell beast. No, it wouldn't make any sense to. Not that the scenario doesn't specify, but you know, it's just the same thing. So in this, I would say
the story specifies that.
Yeah, the story is what tells you what he has. If the story isn't telling you that, like say Elven Cloaks on like maybe random warriors, then it's really just kind of your best judgment.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how scenarios are played. It's meant for the fun and thematic aspect, so it's really your job to balance it more than anything.
Or just play it and have fun. It's not really a balance.
Yeah, exactly. There is no balance to scenarios. In fact, purposely one-sided to give it a challenge to one player.
Yep.
So I guess we'll go on to our last question for today.
Cool.
This time is from One Good Riddance. He says, thanks for your reply. I wanted to be certain. I will be purchasing my ticket and passes today. My question for the next episode, and by the way, guys, he's talking about Nova. He was curious about the pricing of Nova. So if you're curious about that, you can watch my last video for that. He says, my question for this episode is, do you think Isengard are a worthwhile addition to a Durin's Folk tournament army? 600 points. Their high point costs and defense make me think twice before including them. What do you think, Walker? Do you know what the Isengard stats?
Yes.
Okay.
D6.
Yep, defense 6, which
Fight.
is scary for dwarves.
Strength 4, fight 4.
You know, it's funny actually.
2 attacks.
Yes.
And they have thrown weapons.
I think it's actually funny that people are scared about Isengard's defense values, and
I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
it's not. You know what's funny? I find funny about it is because you're comparing it to the other dwarves. But when we look at an Isengard Berserker, everyone likes the defense value. Same point cost, same fight value, the same strength, the same attack value. In fact, the Berserker just has more courage.
Berserker has, I thought he has defense 7.
No, he's defense 6.
Okay.
Yep, so the Berserker's defense 6, but no one complains about the Berserker's defense value when fielding tons of Berserkers. But then you get to the Iron Guard and you're like, it's because you're used to a defense 7 army.
Yeah.
So when you think of it that way,
the thrown weapons are hit or miss sometimes.
yeah, I wouldn't rely on those too much. But it's an option against Cav, which dwarves have problems with.
Yeah, it definitely adds some tactics in there that you wouldn't normally have with your other army. Because you can spam them too if you wanted to.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
You can. Just the same way people spam Berserkers.
That strength 4,
So.
I mean, if you could ally in with Airborne, you could bring in spears.
Yes.
And that would give you the extra attack.
Yep.
That would help too. A banner. I mean, dwarves have so many different things, different ways to deal with different things. But yeah, Isengard are great. I like using them particularly, so I'll have my Dwarven front rank, and then I'll have them kind of either mixed in with the line or actually my flankers.
Yep.
They're good by themselves, so they don't need necessarily support as much, but they can't take on my characters or anything.
Keep in mind, I think you mentioned the airborne dwarves with spears supporting them. I think he's intending to do only a Doran's folk list.
Okay, well,
So
it's just
you can't
Doran-
take the airborne
Doran's
dwarves.
folk.
I still would recommend them. I actually always run them. I think about 6 of them do pretty well in 700 points, maybe 4 in the 600 probably. But yeah, I think they're a good hard hitting force where you need them to be, and that's what they're meant for. And if you're really concerned about that defense 6 and them dying to it, then that just gives you all the more reason to be able to use piercing strike. And so, but otherwise, yeah, I think they are worth their points.
Or throw them at like only string 3 things, and then you don't have to worry. Don't throw them against characters because they're all string 4. So, or Isengard.
I think if you are really worried about their points costing, you can build more of a ranger style list, and that will save you on the points because rangers are very cost effective.
They are cost
before
effective.
you give them the ranged additions, but
They're very cost effective, but they don't have the defense.
yeah. So you're basically playing a low defense dwarf army. So
But rangers
playing
are
a high
awesome.
defense one, I still would give it to them. Honestly, 2 attacks on a single model plus the ability of rerolls, especially if you're like King's Champion or something, or a banner. Yeah.
Banner.
I think they are going to win their fights, and they usually will kill their target. I still think they are a worthwhile addition in an army where you can't get any spears. All right, keep in mind that you can't get any support. 2 attacks is gold. So I mean, I still would absolutely recommend them, even in a 600 point list. I would absolutely play them.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
yeah, that's my advice on those. And if you're thinking about playing that in the doubles, then I think you have a welcome addition. We actually have another Duran's Folk player who actually has no, I think he has no partner right now. But we'll find out when you guys arrive and everything like that. So I think, yeah, that's probably about all we can do for today, guys. I think we pretty much covered all the questions. We only have one more, and yeah, no, we'll just have to stop there. But all right, so
Why bring it up?
yeah,
we'll do it next video,
because
guys.
the question is long.
We'll do the one we missed. We'll do next
Yeah, we
video.
are gonna cover it.
So
So
just make that person feel bad.
I
Do we need to even call them out?
yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, his name is. Okay. So
It's this guy.
tune in
It's
next
fun.
time. The name of the guy who I skipped this video.
Suspense. Suspense.
So, all right, guys. Well, hopefully we see you guys next time.
Later, guys.